Setting the scene. At Club Intercontinental, we aim to encourage our guests to revel in the little moments by setting an elegant scene for every meal service. In this lesson, we will look at how to set up the Club Intercontinental Lounge for all-day service in a way that would entice guests' every sense: sight, sound, smell, and touch. Since all-day service is not limited to starting at a specific hour, guests are welcome to enter and be seated at any point in time. Because of this, the Club Intercontinental Lounge should appear elegant and inviting throughout the day. At least one section of the lounge should have the all-day setup, as some guests may not be in the lounge for a meal. You can use the action points from our lesson on setting the scene for breakfast as a guideline for all-day service preparations. Here's a quick summary. Pay close attention to how the Club Intercontinental Lounge appears, checking that tables, counters, floors, and windows are clean. Once everything is spotless, turn your attention to what the guest might hear when arriving for all-day service. Set music to a volume that provides soothing background sound and keep noise low. Similarly, make sure that there are no unpleasant odors that could influence a guest's appetite. Enhance the atmosphere by placing flower arrangements where guests can enjoy their fragrance. The final touch is to make sure that guests feel comfortable in the Club Intercontinental Lounge. Set air conditioning to a moderate temperature and speed to create a comfortable environment. Now that you've created a pleasant atmosphere by engaging each of the guests' senses, check that display counters and tables are correctly set up. If an all-day snack is on display, make sure that it looks fresh and inviting at all times. Arrange service utensils uniformly and place them where guests can easily reach them. Finally, each table should be decorated with a fresh flower arrangement as a centerpiece. While setting up for all-day service is very similar to setting up for breakfast, there are one or two differences to be aware of. Let's take a look. Firstly, the all-day service table setup is much simpler. Cutlery and crockery will only be set once your guest has placed an order. Secondly, during all-day service, a simple but attractive display counter takes the place of the full breakfast buffet. As with breakfast service, a colleague will meet the guest at the entrance, greeting them warmly by their last name and inquiring about their day. Once the guest has been seated, explain the all-day snack menu, point out the display counter, and take the beverage order. Offer additional services such as internet connections or stationery. During all-day service, it's important to maintain a welcoming atmosphere. Make sure that everything appears spotless, smells enticing, sounds welcoming, and feels comfortable. Take some time to identify the differences between setting up for breakfast, afternoon tea, and all-day service by discussing it with colleagues.